Professor Yost back in the building, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing why you are out of shape and unfulfilled because your corporate job is ruining your sleep. Okay. Now, the thing about topics like these, and a lot of the topics I cover on my channel, is I feel a little weird discussing them, right? It's a little weird to be telling other men how to sleep. Okay. And sometimes I second guess myself and why I make these videos. But the truth of the matter is this, right? As rudimentary as the concept of sleep is, as important as it is to your health, it is not prioritized by today's society. And in all likelihood, if you work in corporate, again, I work in corporate, so I see this stuff firsthand. You and many of your employees that aren't getting the results that they ultimately should be in life, it's boiling down to the fact that they can't do the basics right. They can't do the basics right. Sleep being one of them. So sleep, why does it matter? Okay. Testosterone production. Okay. So again, if you're a guy and you're fundamentally unhealthy, you're overweight, you're unfulfilled, you don't have drive in your life, ambition, okay, you don't have a fulfilling dating life, like a lot of this boils down to testosterone. This is a testosterone problem. Okay. There's a lot of people out there overcomplicating men's issues. And really, if you look at the nuts and bolts of what's going on, it's that we have a testosterone crisis. Okay. Men today have very low testosterone because at the end of the day, we were built for a natural environment. What I mean by that is we weren't built for the modern world, right? Society has evolved immensely since the beginning of time. The human brain is not, okay? So we have all these unmet needs that manifest themselves in humans, particularly men, having higher testosterone that aren't being met. Sleep is one of them, okay? We used to sleep way more than we do now. We know that testosterone is primarily produced when you sleep, okay? And it's things like the corporate environment that are negatively affecting people's sleep, which in turn are negatively affecting their testosterone production. Okay, moving on. Why does sleep matter? Your mood, okay? Appetite control. Okay, so again, if you're out of shape, if you subject yourself to binge eating, to eating the bullshit snacks at the office, to door dashing McDonald's or whatever junk food of your choice, what you have to understand is that your sleep is playing a pivotal role in your inability to control your appetite. Okay, when you sleep adequately, your appetite control is in check, and you don't start craving food at random points in the day or like want to binge eat some nonsense. Okay, moving on. Willpower as well. This kind of goes with appetite control, but like your willpower and your ability to adhere to a healthier lifestyle is directly impacted by your sleep, okay? If you have poor sleep, your ability to actually execute your own willpower is vastly diminished, okay? So very important that you sleep. Energy, this is obvious, okay? And then muscle growth recovery. If you're watching this channel, if you're on this journey, you are starting to train in the gym, you are picking up heavy weights, you are engaging in some sports related hobby where you are competing and you are getting cardiovascular exercise, you're doing all these things. And in order to get the most bang for your buck from those activities, you need to be optimizing your sleep, okay? These things are all connected. Stay with me. Ways that your corporate job specifically is ruining your sleep. Okay, my job as Professor Yost is to explain how all of these things really manifest themselves specifically to you as someone that works in corporate. Again, I too work in corporate, so I see these things firsthand. Lack of movement. You're sitting 8 hours a day, okay? Do you know how much more difficult it is to sleep when you aren't exercising or moving your body throughout the day, okay? In order to fall asleep when your head hits the pillow, okay, you need to exert yourself to a certain degree, okay? So by the very nature of your corporate job, you are sitting all day, okay, and this lack of movement is manifesting itself in poor sleep, which is then causing all these other negative habits. Again, these things are all interconnected. Stay with me. Excessive blue light exposure, okay? Your job is at a computer, okay, where you are getting all this blue light. This disrupts your circadian rhythm, okay? Because your circadian rhythm is disrupted, your sleep quality is impaired, your ability to fall asleep is impaired, and you aren't getting as much sleep or as quality sleep as you should be. Moving on, insufficient time outside. This kind of goes hand in hand with the blue light exposure. This is impairing your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, okay? You aren't getting sunlight, so your brain isn't fully aware of what time it is. It doesn't know exactly when to wind down, all of these things. And then lastly, I put as far as what is ruining your sleep, specifically in corporate, is what's normal, okay? If you're talking to many of your employees, okay, you are in this environment for the vast majority of your week, you're spending time around these people, you are naturally going to start to default to what their norms are. And what are their norms? Doom scrolling before bed, eating some bullshit snacks or desserts before bed. We have like binge watching TV shows, not working out, right? And like all of these things are negatively impacting our sleep. Okay. I say it time and time again. What's currently normal in corporate culture is backwards. It's unhealthy. It's not lending yourself to being the man that you want to be. Okay. So, navigating corporate culture and being able to live a life of health and vitality is very much going to involve you going against many of those norms. You have to get this through your head. How do we fix this, right? So if you know my channel, all right, I'm not in favor of you quitting your corporate job, becoming some hippie, okay? I think as a man, it is very important that you are earning a paycheck, you are earning a living, you are setting yourself up for financial success. This all has value, right? But what you need to do is you need to understand how the corporate environment is negatively affecting your health, your vitality, your mood, your ambition in life, okay? And compensate for that. You need to be aware of this and you need to compensate for it, right? So we need a sleep plan slash hygiene. So I like to start off with a morning routine. If you work in corporate, best believe you need a morning routine. The amount of people that work in corporate that just snooze their alarm, roll out of bed, they're in a state of stress, shower, clothes, skip breakfast, they're at the workday, boom, they're drinking large amounts of caffeine, increasing their cortisol, right? This is ultimately going to affect the quality of their sleep when they finally, when their head finally hits the pillow at the end of the day. What does a healthy morning routine look like that's going to set yourself up for optimal sleep so you can ultimately produce more testosterone, be in a better mood, be able to execute more willpower, all of these things? Well, first thing you're going to want to do when you get out of bed is you're going to want to go outside, okay? Obviously hydrate, brush your teeth, do what you need to do. Next, get outside, get some natural light in your eyes, okay? This is going to prime your circadian rhythm. Again, we talked about all the blue light exposure at work. What you want to do is you want to get some natural light, okay? You want to do what you can. Again, corporate job, there's certain things that are unavoidable, but what can you control? You can control your morning, okay? You're not at work in the morning. Get outside, get some natural light, okay? Get some light movement on. Go on a walk, okay? This is going to improve your sleep. First thing you do in the morning is actually, it sounds weird, but it's actually going to improve your sleep because your circadian rhythm is going to be dialed in. Moving on. I talk about how all these health habits are interlinked. So I have diet right here, right? Instead of just rushing to work, skipping breakfast, and then starting your day with whatever snack is provided in the break room pantry, and you're going to make yourself a healthy breakfast, okay? Eggs, okay? Not excessive carbs like oatmeal, because again, you're going to work to you're sitting down, okay? There's nothing wrong with oatmeal or cereal or anything like that. There's nothing intrinsically wrong with it. But again, because of the unique circumstances of you and your lifestyle and the fact that you work a corporate job, what you eat is very important. So you want to start your day with some eggs. It's going to satiate you, give you some protein. It's going to support your cognition because of those healthy fats. Boom. Throughout the day, you're also going to want to eat clean, because when you eat cleaner, your sleep quality is actually improved. Again, all these things are interlinked. Moving on, exercise, okay? We mentioned before, there's a lack of movement in corporate, so we need to compensate for this with an exercise plan, okay? The gym, exercise, all of these things. This is not a hobby, okay? I'm not here to tell you to become some bodybuilder. No, that's not the point. In fact, I think that's backwards, all right? If you look at me, I don't have crazy muscle, but I am lean, I am in shape, because I recognize that fitness is not a hobby. Fitness is a part of your hygiene, the same way you brush your teeth, the same way that you shower, the same way that you shave. Maintaining a fit body is part of that hygiene routine, okay? So again, I mentioned you go on a walk in the morning, okay? After work, however many days a week. This could be as little as 2 if you're really busy. Strength train, pick up some weights, okay? On the weekends, go outside, go on a hike, play pickup basketball, play the sport of your choosing. Like, start to understand that the corporate environment, okay, is not lending itself to high testosterone, to abundant energy, to a lean, shredded physique. Start compensating for this, okay? Now, what this is gonna do when you exercise and you move your body, your sleep is gonna be better. And then when your sleep is better, again, these things are all interlinked, guys. It's amazing. When your sleep is better, your exercise is now better, okay? You have more energy on the basketball court, in the weight room, whatever it may be, okay? Again, it feels weird to talk about. I'm talking about sleep, but like the average American is sleeping 6.5 hours a night. You need to be sleeping 8 hours minimum. 8 hours minimum. Last night I slept 10 hours and I woke up feeling great. It's the weekend, but like we are supposed to be getting way more sleep than we currently are. Okay, you need to fixate that in your brain. And you need to stop viewing sleep as like this lazy habit. There's still a part of our culture that celebrates people that, you know, can get it done on 6 hours sleep. Fundamentally backwards. Okay, if you want to look good, you want to feel good, you want to have high energy, high testosterone, like you want to be able to perform in life, you need to sleep well. Again, I will never not feel weird discussing something so rudimentary as sleep, but so many of you just don't understand the simple concept and are living a worse life because of it. You need to get very serious about your sleep. Other things I didn't mention, just general sleep hygiene, okay? First thing in the morning, notice how I didn't say go on your phone. Okay, this disrupts your dopamine circuitry. This disrupts your circadian rhythm, which then makes your sleep worse. Okay, before bed, you are not using your phone. You are not watching said TV show. Okay, you are in an ideal world going at least an hour without any exposure to blue light. Okay, like dial these things in. Read a book before bed. Do some light stretching before bed. Go on a walk before bed. Do what you need to do to just, again, get good sleep. All right. I could rant about this topic on and on, but again, I'm going to cut it here. So if you found value from this video, if you're a guy, you are working in corporate, right? And you are waking up to the fact that your corporate paycheck is not enough for your own fulfillment in life, you are out of shape and you want to change that, I want you to hit the like button on this video. I want you to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.